Why buy a C8 Corvette when for much less you could have a V8 powered Porsche Boxster? Hi, this is David. If you're interested in sports car reviews, how-tos, and ramblings while driving a Porsche, press the subscribe button and ring that bell and you'll be on your way. Renegade's Hybrids business is V8 powered Porsches. They make conversion kits to put a Chevy LS motor in various Porsches from 911, 944, 914, and the Boxster. Their Boxster kit takes a Boxster S and puts an LS3 400 horsepower V8 engine in the middle of a car that weighs about 2,900 pounds. So the power to weight ratio is pretty good. Now, having said that, I'm a little bit more of a Porsche purist, and I know I already hear a lot of Porsche purists out there saying, oh no, not a V8 instead of a flat 6. And I totally get you. But the amount of power you would get in this car does make it at least an interesting topic, and especially when it comes to the new C8 Corvette. I've heard a number of Porsche enthusiasts actually start to consider, because of the price, because of the performance, buying a C8 Corvette. So there are 3 reasons why it makes sense to do a DIY C8 Corvette using a Porsche Boxster and an LS3 engine. Reason number 1, you get Porsche build quality. Porsche build quality, even though the Boxster's build quality from the 986 maybe isn't known as the very best that Porsche has ever done. The interior holds up well. Yes, it's a little plasticky in some bits, but it holds up over time. If you've ever taken one of these apart and you take apart the carpets, things of that nature, you can just see how over-engineered a lot of this stuff is. There's a lot more padding, stuff that you might find in, say, an American car. The C8's supposed to be better, but Corvettes don't tend to have the best build quality. That's one of the ways they can usually keep the price down. And here's reason number 2, a manual transmission. The C8 Corvette will not come with a manual transmission. It will only get a dual clutch automatic. Yes, that is going to be faster than any human being is capable of shifting. But the driving experience of the Boxster's 6-speed that you would get in the Boxster S, you're just not going to beat that. And besides just pure power and adrenaline, isn't it about the experience? I mean, you're not able to fully use all of that power all of the time, not unless you want to go to prison, you know, lose your license. Even with all that horsepower, it would make it really fun getting on an on-ramp, no problem passing any car on the road, being able to do things like heel-toe shifting on a windy road. That experience is just so much fun, and you would lose that in the dual clutch C8 Corvette. Now on the track, you're going to want the dual clutch because you're going to beat a lot of things. Having said that, this is going to have a pretty good power to weight ratio. You will not have that many cars that are all that much faster than you. And reason number 3, the price. The biggest argument that people are making, besides all the performance figures, but it's the price, it's the value. You get a super fast car for under 60,000, probably 59, probably the 59,999, but under $60,000. That is, unless you add some of the Z51 package and that kind of thing, then it will raise the price. To get a Renegade hybrid V8 Porsche Boxster with the kit, with the Boxster S as the base car, especially what I would do is I would look for one with a blown engine, one that's not going to be driven, because for one thing, you're not going to hurt as many purists because this is a car that wasn't going to be on the road anyway. And the other thing is you're just going to pay less money for that. When you consider that, the price of the kit, the price of the LS3 motor, if you do as much as you can yourself, but you're going to probably have to pay a shop for a couple things, you're probably talking roughly $30,000 all in for everything. And you have a car that will blow the socks off just about anything on the road. Power to weight ratio is almost exactly the same as the C8 Corvette. Now, a V8 powered Porsche Boxster S is not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, the Boxster S is already a great car as it is, And it will be a car that will be scary to drive. It's a go-kart already. And you're putting 400 horsepower in this thing. I've been considering doing a 3.4 liter flat six swap eventually on this car when this engine decides to grenade itself. And that gives you about 300 horsepower. And I feel like that's more than enough. A car that weighs about 2,800 pounds. But if you're looking for just the best performance you can get from a car, you get Porsche styling. Porsche, I mean, some people love the new Corvette styling. It does stand out, but Porsche styling is classic. It's a classic design. It's not overly in your face. And that's the other thing. The Boxster would be more of a sleeper. The C8 Corvette, that's not going to catch anyone off guard anymore. Everyone knows this thing is super fast. It looks like it got its looks from a supercar. I think it's a cross between a little bit of Ferrari, a little bit of Lamborghini, and throw in just a hint of McLaren, and then you've got what the C8 Corvette looks like, which if you're going to take elements from car companies, I mean, those aren't bad car companies to take elements from. But if you just want a super fast car for the best price and don't mind putting a little bit of sweat equity into that thing, a Renegade hybrid Porsche Boxster with a V8 engine in it is going to be incredible. Just don't talk about it because you're going to get some comments by purists saying, I don't know. Now, some don't care as much when it's a Boxster, but don't touch the 911. And if you do touch the 911, don't blow it up on the track. So what do you think? Get down in the comments and let me know. Would you build your own C8 Corvette competitor, or would you just buy a C8 Corvette or a Cayman and be like, hey, that's great, or a Boxster newer, and be like, you know, that's more than enough performance for me, right? If you're looking at that, would you just buy a used 911? So thanks for watching. Make sure to give this a big thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, I think that thumb down button might be fixed, so please do not try it. Just go away, find a different video. If you didn't like it, there's lots of videos on the internet, and I'm sure there's something else that you will like, or maybe you just downvote everything. I don't know what you do. And if you know anyone that's into sports cars at all, but especially Porsches, make sure to share this video with them. Sharing gives us a bigger audience. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. For every subscriber, a donation will be made in your name to the Buy a Middle-Aged Man a 911 Fund. His name's David, and that car's for my garage. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Sorry for the camera shake. These roads are, I mean, right here, there's like some of the worst roads in possibly the entire world that aren't gravel. Why buy a C8 Corvette when you could have another car?